Well, well, well. Bitcoin. Buy the blood? Yeah? No? Yes, there is panic at the crypto. You like that one? But there is genuine panic. Everyone's lost their brain, but come on, man. You thought it was parabolic. Remember, you're looking for the moon and you end up with Uranus. We said that one yesterday and we sure got an analytical drop to the downside. Bitcoin's taken the move and swept up all those bids. There's so much buying in Bitcoin right now. It's unbelievable. So if anyone's telling you that you got to sell your Bitcoin, oh, you're selling it to them. That's the truth. Today's live stream, we're going to break it all down. As you can see right now, the stock market is starting to bounce from its lows, especially the NASDAQ futures. Trump's going to be speaking today again at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got at 10 a.m. the U.S. consumer confidence. Quite frankly, I don't care about the U.S. consumer confidence reading. Why? Because it doesn't look like there's confidence in the stock market. And we've got Nvidia coming out tomorrow with its earnings call at the close of the market tomorrow. Boy, they really have a lot to step up to. But there's two things that are happening right now. The uncertainty on the tariffs with Trump. Secondly, Trump has now put out a way to try and limit China's exposure and limit the amount of work that they can do with regarding chips. That's going to hit Chinese chip makers, especially the 234 of those stocks listed on the NASDAQ that make up to a sum of around $800 billion in market cap. Even Jamie Dimon said yesterday, yeah, Trump's tariffs are going to cause a problem, but, you know, what's a little inflation going to do? What's a little inflation going to do? The one thing that the market is doing is pricing in the idea of concern now. The market has to price it in now. That's why you're seeing this wild movement across the board. Today's live stream, we're going to break it all down for you. I will look at Bitcoin's price. What's this guy talking about? I'm not going to look at Bitcoin's price. Of course I am. You know what? I'm going to focus on Fartcoin. How about that? I know a lot of the Platinum members focus on that coin, but they absolutely tear it apart with that coin. Who's disturbing me right now? No one. So, if you are new and you want to know what the hell's going on in cryptocurrency, let's have a conversation, man. Here we go. So, NASDAQ, I mean, it's just taken a tumble. Not bad from its all-time high. You can't really complain about that. If we look at it from, yeah, let's just go, I mean, all right then. Let's just take that high right there. Go down to the current price point. It is down 5%. And everyone's wetting the bed. But only yesterday they were talking about dip buyers were coming into play. Okay, so we're going to see if the dip buyers are actually coming in. However, what's making this move to the upside is, of course, this story right here. Bets are going in that they are actually expecting the rate cuts to actually happen this year. But Bank of America's turned around and said that they don't think they're going to get any rate cuts this year or going into next year. But when you got Trump sniffing down your throat, saying that interest rates are still high for too long and it's now starting to affect things, then there's a good chance that Trump might actually have an influence on the Federal Reserve to get them to just cut it down just a little bit. If we just go into the calendar over here, you can see on the left, right there, you can see that the US right now is battling it out with the pound, like for like on interest rates, okay? Now, the US doesn't really like that, you know? What are they going to go for? Are they going to go for the pound or are they going to go for the dollar itself? And if the pound maintains its interest rates and the US cuts its interest rates, that means what? Well, investors are going to be like, well, hold on, I ain't going to go over to the dollar. I'm going to lock in some yield on the pound because I'm going to generate more, which is why we need to pay attention to the yields. This is all going to be relative to help you understand why Bitcoin could move up or move down. It is scaremongering across the board. In other words, safe havens. People are getting scared. They are concerned about things, which is why gold is going up. So we go over to gold right now. You can see gold is doing very well to hold out at these lows. And as a safe haven asset, you can assume that by the time New York comes into play, gold might actually start pulling a very interesting number. And that is to the upside. Hedge fund managers are sweeping in and stepping up, tested the 50 EMA. That looks like a nice little flavorsome move right there with gold. With that being said, the bonds market is still doing very, very well. Your bonds up, your yields down, stock market down. You don't want that. You want bonds up, yields down, stock market up. because it means that investors not only want low risk, they are favoring high risk as well. What about crypto? Well, let's just go over to Bitcoin price action right now to understand that that is a bit of a terrible drop to the downside. It's recovered the full wicks right here, and it looks like it could be pending towards this nasty green vector candle down at the 83 zone. Oh, my days. But, of course, our good old, where is he? Here we go. Good old Arthur. He's turned around again and said that he thinks Bitcoin's going to hit 70K. And I got something for the altcoin gang. Sorry to be the grunt, bear you the bad news. Altcoin season is done. Most altcoins won't make it, CryptoQuant CEO says. He says that he predicts a selective altcoin season in 2025 where ETF approvals and strong fundamentals will help determine the winners. So what are strong fundamentals? Maybe Solana? Well, is Solana fundamentally strong, or is it because he gets violated every time someone puts out a meme coin? Right? What about XRP? Oh, the major banks are going to be using XRP. All right, then. Cool. So that's a solid fundamental. Fine. You know, we've got Ethereum. We've got Bitcoin. What other altcoin could actually step up and be like, yep, we actually carry the weight to be a worthy altcoin and worthy of an ETF? Litecoin? You didn't expect Litecoin now, did you? DOT? Something's brewing with DOT right now. So if you're looking at your altcoins wondering, what to do, could be a time to load up when you think about it. Why? Because if Bitcoin does find its strength and starts moving back up, you'll probably see everything else moving back up. But for a dominant altcoin season, ain't no one selling their Bitcoin for an altcoin. Looking at the balance, you can see it's gone to 586. ETF is climbing up, 586, but I refreshed it this morning, and it's still there. Okay, so what's going on? Uh-oh. BlackRock selling. 3, 6, 9, 12, 50, 1,800 Bitcoin. That brings it back down to the 585-ish. That's not bad. I can deal with that. Never mind, some investors are starting to get a little bit concerned. They are seeing the bonds market going up right now, which is why you're seeing investors are running for safety. Okay? Going into the ETF marketplace, you can see what's going on. This is Bitcoin's ETF. It's rolling over. What's climbing up? There's a little thing right here. And that little thing right there is the gold ETF. That shouldn't be happening. Bitcoin should be moving up alongside gold. Commodity, yeah? Come on, isn't Bitcoin a commodity? There's a supply. Going over into Bitcoin, Coinbase Premium Index, says here that investors are selling. No. No one worthy selling Bitcoin is selling Bitcoin. Only the smart people are buying Bitcoin right now. And we can see that as clear as day right here. Oh, my days. Look at that. Zoom out. Zoom out. What do you see? You see a ton load of shorts being opened on the back of people taking longs. We had 3.7 million picked up at 88,300. Going even closer, you got 3.63 at 89. We go even closer towards this. You can see that you had 2.83 right there, and you had a couple of other big orders coming in, about 6 million. Go a little bit closer just to put it into perspective for you all. Okay. You've got, oh God, where was it? 25 million it was. I believe it was 25 million. Look, 9 million right there at the 89,500. 18 million at 89,000. Wait for it. There you go. 90,000. $18 million worth of buy orders on Bitcoin. Quite a lot. 6 million. They have been buying it all up, guys. 6 million there, right there at 90,400. Go up a little bit more, 9.48 million. But look at the initial amounts. They originally placed it for $1 million and they traded 9.48. Doesn't mean it's the same person that traded at 1 million and he added to it. It meant that price triggered an influx of orders, maybe an iceberg order. Maybe someone saw it, was like, what? Is it at 91? Bang, took advantage of the order. Okay. Going up a little bit more, you can see you haven't really had that much activity, but 8.71 million at 91,500. Again, initial order at 1.55. Traded value amount was 8.71. It's showing you that people are committing to buying Bitcoin at these lows. Question that I've got on my mind is, why on earth is MicroStrategy experiencing quite a lot of sell-off? Going into the chart on MicroStrategy right now, just open this bad boy up, and you can see that. Let me just bring up. Oh, by the way, look at this. Where are we? $747,485.50. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a store of value right there. Berkshire and Hathaway stock currently sat on nearly $400 billion worth of cash. When you invest in a stock, you look at the cash reserves. What can you get from that? Does it show stability? Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Why isn't Bitcoin up there? Obviously, Berkshire and Hathaway is a household name. But nearly $1 million, man. $750,000 of the price of a stock. Average volume, 1,400 shares. What a joke. What an absolute joke that is. Earnings per share, consistent. Management owns 39% of the stock. Funds own 32% of the stock. They're fluctuating between 248 funds on the March 2024 quarter, going into December 24 quarter, 243. Now let's go and have a look at MicroStrategy and have a look at what that mad nut job thing is doing. MicroStrategy is pulling back, but volume is light, okay? Going into the daily time frame, you can see that it's actually starting to pick up over here towards the 50-day moving average, 50-day average of volume, which is this red line right here. Earnings per share on June 30th, 2024, minus 417%. September 2024, minus 73%. And quarter end December 2024, minus 671%. I mean, that is a brilliant stock when they're holding on to unrealized gains in Bitcoin that you're buying. It's the best. This is the best business model ever. Convince enough people that Bitcoin is the future. Get them to buy it for you. Take the claim and glory on your 6.3% yield over with your 499,000 Bitcoin that you hold, yet you're struggling to even get and surpass BlackRock's holdings at 586,000. 2.7% of the supply of Bitcoin is in BlackRock's hands. Never mind. Bitcoin. Red vector candle on the daily time frame. This is the first time that we've seen a red vector candle appearing below the 50 EMA on the daily time frame. Bitcoin has a lot of work to do to get back up. First things first, when you zoom into the daily time frame, and this is for my holders, you do not entertain the idea. However, wait. You don't want to entertain the idea of Bitcoin really climbing higher unless you start seeing Bitcoin basing out. You see, it hasn't touched its 200 EMA in a long time. The last time it did that was back here in October 2024. And this will be, in principle, the first time that it's come towards it. It's losing the 50 EMA. Sooner or later, you're going to get all the rest of the YouTube gang turning around saying that the death cross is coming into play. But by the time the death cross comes in and they've told you all it's all going to be happening and it's going to cut and cross price, and then price is just going to take a swamp to the downside, that is when Bitcoin reverses. Put it like this. Look at that. Very fine cross right there. Okay? Very, not even crossed over. It was so close to crossing, but you can appreciate that everyone was like, oh my God, Bitcoin is going to drop. Quickly go short. And like clockwork, they just bring it straight back up again. Absolutely terrifying. The ideal is that you want to see this. You see what's going on here? Bitcoin didn't touch the 200 EMA, then it touches it, comes back up, trades below it, and then moves away from it. Bitcoin, 200 EMA, comes up to it, comes below it, comes back above it, trades away from it. 116, 120 could be the next port of call for Bitcoin. But when you've got macros coming into play, which are actually impacting investors' approach to investing, what you're seeing right now is rotisserie, okay? Money is being moved around. It's going into ETFs. Bond ETFs are going up. Okay, the bond market is going up. I've been betting on this logic since January that the bonds are going to start moving up because there's only so much that price can go up for. In relation to the stock bond ratio, Stocks are overvalued in relation to the bonds. And historically, when they are overvalued in relations to the bonds, it means that there's going to be a change. Bonds are going to start going up. Stocks are going to start coming down. Investors need the reasons for that. Why should they be pulling risk off the table? Tariffs, limitations on trade between US and China. China can't really do too much now that Trump wants to put a limit on that. You've got high interest rates. No way on what we're going to be seeing with the interest rates in the sense, are we going to get cuts or not? Bank of America say they won't, not even this year and next year. But now bets are coming in suggesting that they are going to cut interest rates. You're dealing with macro events. Cryptocurrency is too risky for Wall Street right now. That's why you're seeing a little bit of a sell-off happening in crypto. But this is where, for short-term gains, it's these sort of events that could lead you to take advantage of buying the blood. Psychologically right now, you go to the smaller time frames, you can see that Bitcoin's taken a bit of a tumblr to the downside. And it hasn't stopped in the Asian session either. It swept the 800 EMA, and it looks like it's basing out with a nice stopping volume candle right here. Those of you that are new to the live stream, go and take this free course. It's free. Costs you nothing but 1 hour and 10 minutes. If time is a currency for you, it will be served very well when you do this because it breaks down the logic of the hybrid system and the vector candles so you can make sense of me talking about the hybrid system. And I'm always banging on about the hybrid system. With that being said, that's in the description of the video, live stream. With that being said, why do we look to buy the blood? When it's high, you buy. And that's the story behind the volatility index. Seems like it's basing out inside of this range. Some of you might look at the volatility index and say, oh, what does it mean? Well, it effectively means the put-call ratio on the S&P. What are investors' expectations of the future? Do they think it's going to go down? Volatility index goes up. Okay, that means they're hedging themselves. They're putting puts in play, and then they're going to be going elsewhere. Safe havens, dollar, gold, and all of that stuff. Okay? But the equivalent of the volatility index could be the USDT dominance chart. That could be something you guys could use. Go back in the charts, ladies and gentlemen, and for every sharp, aggressive move and a fast, aggressive move that happens in USDT, it's usually met with a reversal. Sharp move up, Bitcoin is cheap. Bang, buy it, change. Yeah? Oh, look, Bitcoin is cheap. Bang, buy it. Comes back down. Oh, look, Bitcoin is cheap. Bang, buy it. Comes down. Oh, look, Bitcoin is cheap. Bang, buy it. Comes down. The USDT chart reflects psychology. Get rid of your crypto, man, quickly. Get rid of it, man, quickly. Go, 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 go. Change it over, get into safety. I'm getting rid of my bag, bro. I'm getting rid of my bag. Like, that's getting rid of your bag. Inflating the value of USDT in principle. Giving more purchasing power till it gets to a point which grabs someone's attention and says, I think I can buy a little bit more Bitcoin with this. Okay, Mexico's President Sheinbaum, I aim to close a tariff deal with the US by next Tuesday. Trump, you absolute funny dude. I'm sick of that guy. Anyways, do we get the drift? Yeah? Do we get the drift? Please show us possible next price levels and targets. I shall. Here we go. Who's prepared to buy Bitcoin? Here we go. You ready? We've had this cluster of orders at 77. You know, I wish it wasn't censored. I really wish, so I can say what I want. But this cluster of orders right here at 76,530. Go even lower at 74,183. And then you got 13 million there. Go up a bit more. You got another 5 million and then 5.27 million, 5.29. There's orders going in at different price points. You can see what I'm doing right here. And it's 55555. Like, that wasn't changing. Okay, so something's brewing across the board. 20 million at 80,000. Let's just go back and have a look if that 69 is still there. 24 million at 70,550. 20 million again at 70,000 on the nose. 24 million. Yeah, I've already said that. Damn. 7 million at 72,000. So if Arthur Hayes is right, these orders will get picked up. 56,000, 22 million. Why is my guy leaving 22 million there, man? Just sat there like, well, we'll buy up some Bitcoin. When it hits it, hits it. You know? And people who always think that it could never go to that price point, but it possibly could. Looking at the way Bitcoin behaves right now, you can see it's already taking this range. This was the last area of support, okay? But is it logically an area of support or is it an area of psychology? This is where you grab the bids deep. Sweep, reverse, sweep, reverse. That's why I say this could be an opportunity for you to exploit Bitcoin for a short-term gain. Not Bitcoin to the moon. I'm talking, look for maybe a $2,000 to $4,000 move in Bitcoin on spot. Maybe. But the question is, how much are you prepared to risk? So if you were to take longs inside of this range right here, hypothetically, where are you satisfied that you are happy to lose? So you go in at 88,856. You tell the boys, yo, man, I picked up Bitcoin at 88,800. And they're like, oh, well done, man. What price is it at now? And then it goes down to 84. And you're like, 84. And they're like, DCA, my bro. Shut up. No, do not DCA. Not now. You don't DCA now. Why? Because it's not going up. Hold on, Tino. Hold on. You said that you shouldn't DCA because it's going down. So when do you DCA? You DCA when it's going up so that when it does go down, the trend resumes. Again, look, is Bitcoin going down in this range? It forms a low, comes away, forms a higher low, moves away, comes down, forms an even higher low. Can we make the agreement that there is a trend moving price higher? Correct. It's these points you buy, these little dips right here, little dips, okay? They consolidated long enough, and this was the longest period of time that Bitcoin consolidated for, closest to its all-time high. Take any other all-time high that Bitcoin has made, and it has moved away aggressively from it, like this. Hasn't spent that much time. It's effectively broken the structure of support inside of this range. Now, the logic says that if Bitcoin is going to continue low and you're doing DCA, it could go down to 70,000. That would be the full vector candle recovery that will wipe out everything and anything about the benefit of Bitcoin. But you have to accept that it can move up and it can move down, okay? You wait until Bitcoin forms a structure that says, yeah, let's go down, but let's stay as high as we can. It's the simple logic of higher lows, higher highs. That's all it is. Old school methodology in trading. Technical analysis. This is where you DCA. This is where you DCA. This is where you DCA. Okay? Now let's just do the way things were happening when Bitcoin hit the last all-time high. DCA, baby. Yeah, man. DCA, baby. Yeah, man. DCA, baby. Yeah, man. DCA, baby. Nah, man. DCA, baby. Damn. I'm getting out. That's exactly what crypto has been doing. All-time high, DCA. All-time high, DCA. Nah, not all-time high, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say to you. Look at the logic. You're buying here, it drops, get some more. Buying here, it drops, get some more. Buy here, it drops, get some more. Why don't you just wait? And if you're waiting for that trajectory move in Bitcoin, why don't you wait till it starts moving up? Buy some more, it moves up. Buy some more, it moves up. Buy some more, it moves up. And then when price is at a significant high, you're there with the big dog at the coffee table with your friends saying, where were you buying? Well, whilst you guys were DCAing down, I was DCAing up. Go and find a hedge fund manager that ain't DCAing as prices are moving up. Naturally, there are hedge fund managers that can DCA down, but they've got liquidity to do so. But what they're not telling you is when they're DCAing in one asset that's going down, they are hedging themselves against another asset that's moving up. So they can play the long game for as long as they want and be in that exposure. And then if they have to, in the futures markets, they can go into gamma negative strategies. That means if they are short on the futures, they can go on the spot market and buy it to avoid that risk whilst price is going up, and they can alleviate themselves and get closer towards delta neutral. That's what dealers and market makers and hedge fund managers are all looking for, the delta neutral. They ain't just buy one asset. They are playing a number of assets. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Once you said when it goes down 20, 20, 20, 40 method. Yeah. When it goes down 20, 20, 40 method on the premise of it going up. Hypothetically, with the 20, 20, 40 method, this drop to the downside in logic is where the 40% goes. But it's only in there for a short period of time to see it reverse back up. So you can capitalize on increasing the value of that 40%. That's what you're looking for. What can we expect from the New York session? There is nothing to expect. Everything has taken a smack to the downside. And of course, we have got the market reacting to, I mean, well, let's put it like this. New York, where are we? Hold on. There we are. Today's news announcements. We have consumer confidence. Let me just refresh this for you all. Let's have a look at what's going on NASDAQ. Okay, she's pulling back ever so slightly. Nothing too concerning. All right. Hey, look, is he popping up? No. So, yeah, we got... Huh? What the hell? What day is it today? Wait a second. Oh, consumer confidence folder has been changed from red to amber. Has anyone noticed that? That is bizarre. That was red this morning. I know it was red this morning. I know it was red. BlackRock just deposited 18,000 ETH, 44 million, and 1,800 Bitcoin, 106 million into Coinbase in the past hour. Yes, we are fully aware of that. But look at how much it is. It's not that much, man. Come on. It's only 1,800 Bitcoin. 2, 4, 6, 800, 126-ish. Let's say $150 million worth of Bitcoin has been deposited into Coinbase. Oh, wow. Let's get concerned about it. Yeah. Don't be too worried about it. It's nothing. It's nothing at all. Just look at what's been bought up. 3.85, 13, 8, 9, 7, 14, 25. Look, it's all there. There's just loads of liquidity. What was that, 40? Was that 40 million? Come on, was that 40 million? While I'm looking for that, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button and subscribe. It costs you nothing. Yep, take a seat. We've done this too many times. What do you expect to happen if Nvidia earnings is positive, negative tomorrow? Going into Nvidia itself, it is a problematic thing right now. So let's just look at this. Nvidia is down 1% for the day. It's actually made a little bit of recovery, to be fair, so that's not bad. But it's done very well to hold at its all-time high range. Look at that. It's actually doing really well to stay in this range. Over here is when everyone was like, all-time high, baby, get ready for it. Now it's, oh my God, Nvidia's going to collapse. So whatever the event is for Nvidia, let me just give you this, okay? Looking at the options chains, they seem to be a little bit mixed with regards to Nvidia. Some people are paying, look, buy calls right here, 3.25 million. Go down again, you've got another sell call at 3.12 million, okay? Keep going down, and we're seeing not really that much happening. Nvidia sell puts at 2.74 million, all right? So I'm not seeing that there's any concern. Nvidia sell puts 3.2 million again, and I'm not seeing anything that's grabbing my attention to suggest that there is a problem right now with Nvidia. But the problem is, if Trump is trying to limit China, okay, that's going to be a problem for Nvidia overall, all right? It's going to be a massive problem. And it's just, you're not going to know whether the market reacts the way you expect it. So if the market sees that Nvidia does well with its earnings call, it's going to think that it got off it on the fluke. Because fundamentally, tech stocks suffer with high interest rates. And because AI has boomed whilst the interest rates were high, investors are now thinking, all right, let's see how strong your boom is. Now, when we go into the actual results of Nvidia, if we look at the last quarter and look at that and think to ourselves, okay, where can we expect it to end up from there? So here we go. Stick around for this one. NVDA. Oh, there we go. So look, it's earnings per share, right? On every quarter. And for those of you that are investing in stocks, please take this into consideration. Only play around with stocks on a quarterly basis that are showing an acceleration in earnings. Look at Nvidia. From 478% January 31st, 2024, going to April 30th, 2024, 455% in earnings, okay? Then you got July 31st, 2024, 152% in earnings. Fundamentally or mathematically, it looks like there's a slowdown in earnings, but it's beyond expectations. 152% more, 455% more. Like, what the hell? Then the next one's coming in at 103% on its earnings. So it's still doing good. Earnings per share, 40 cents. Okay? So look for accelerated. So if it went from 152 to 192 and then 202, that would be an acceleration in its earnings and sales on a quarterly basis. You're looking for 3 quarters. Okay? Now, if Nvidia can't come through with this, it's going to be a problem. And it looks like it's trading off. It's holding out at these highs. All right? But tomorrow is going to be the deciding factor if we are going to see an end to the bull run, quite frankly. And they're sort of giving us a clue about it. Why? Well, because bonds are moving up, gold is moving up, interest rates are still high. Got to be very bloody careful, guys. All right? With that being said, hit the like button, subscribe. If you want more on the hybrid system, check out tradersreality.com. Check out the description as well for all other fun bits of stuff, BTCC and gang and all that, where you can trade NASDAQ. It'll be a good time to be trading NASDAQ right now, if I'm quite frank with you. Please trade safely, gang. Mad love and respect. Peace.